Hi, I'm Megan. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my summer sewing plans. I think as sewists, we can often give ourselves these, as people, we can often give ourselves these goals which are maybe a little bit too much. We either overestimate our abilities or we underestimate the thing that we're trying to do. In my case, I think also my downfall might be that I'm a little bit too enthusiastic and over-optimistic. In the past couple of years, I've kind of had to put my needs aside and just juggle the incoming whatnots and react. And now that I have some time to myself and finally get to those projects that I've deferred for so long, that mounting, pattern, and fabric stash. And since starting my channel, I've also learned a bit about myself as well as learning a bit about this. And I've come to the conclusion that I just absolutely cannot stay on track. I always work on a project. Maybe I do 2 variations of a pattern and then change plans halfway through and decide to do most of, if not all of the variations. So this summer, I'm gonna try and set myself up for success, learn from my mistakes, and think more in terms of patterns that I wanna tackle as opposed to materials that I wanna work with. So my main 2 projects in regards to working with patterns this summer, the first is a carryover from the spring. I have these fabrics, 2 of which I shared in my spring sewing plans. They're lightweight billowy pants, one in this beige material and the other in this rainbow plaid. I had many patterns set aside to help me achieve the design concept that I had in my head. Nothing was exactly perfect, but I would make some amendments and alterations. And ultimately, I've decided on the McCalls 7726. Yes, 7726, which is the tapered leg. I'm gonna amend the cuff so it's kind of elasticated. I'll get into the details and how I'm going to alter this pattern in that video. With the rainbow plaid, I'm going to do the wide leg variation, or version D. I also have some ideas in regards to gathering the hem. I'm also interested in leaving it as a wide leg, so whether or not I do that gathered hem, I'm not sure, but you'll just have to stay tuned to see how that comes out. Now, in regards to the other versions, I have this striped lightweight upholstery fabric that I thrifted recently, and I've decided to make the shorts, or version A, with that. That leaves version C, which is just a cropped length of version B, so I'm not too worried about doing that variation. But I do have one more fabric that I am desperate to use. I have this material here. I thrifted this ages ago, and originally they were these they were wrap pants with an elasticated waist that had lost its elasticity and was just like crunchy and really, really big. And the crotch was like at my knees. It was just, they were very weird. So I did alter them into the wrap pants that they are today, which fit me significantly better. I find wrap pants incredibly flattering, but as flattering as I find them, I equally find them that much impractical. I'm less likely to wear them, maybe wear them out or something, but I'm not going to wear them day to day. And just the shenanigans involved in going to the bathroom, I'm too old, I'm not interested. But this fabric is too fabulous to not wear on a daily basis, especially in the summer. So my hopes is that if these 3 previous versions go well, that I will also make the shorts in this material. So you will just have to stay tuned to see what happens with those. The second pattern that I want to tackle a wide variety of the variations and just honestly a huge stack of fabric is the New Look 6511. I have all of this to sew into this shirt/dress. The first thing I will start off with is this atomic cat shirt. My dad asked me to donate a bunch of his shirts that he wasn't wearing. I saved 2 of them for myself, one of them being this shirt. And my plan with this shirt is to flip it so that the front button is now a button up in the back, which will leave this main uninterrupted panel for the front. I'm not entirely sure of the length or the sleeve configuration with this exact shirt yet. I think things will come together as I make it. Honestly, a lot of these shirts, I'm not entirely sure. Will I add the capped sleeve? Or will I do a longer sleeve? Will I have it sleeveless? Those options are up in the air, but what I have more of a vision of is whether it's a longer length or it's a cropped version. The second shirt that I'll be making is with this recently thrifted shirt. It is absolutely nothing special. If anything, it's cheaply made with cheap polyester. But something caught my eye. I like the color, and honestly, I think what really drew me to it was the poofy pom-pom texture, and it's quite large, so I thought I could use it to make version B with it, but maybe with some sleeves. Again, I'm not entirely sure, but this will be one of the shirts that I make up. The next fabric is this fabric that I used in the spring to make one of my Dawn jeans, the tapered leg version. I forgot to write down what it is. Thank you very much to the viewer who let me know what this material is. I referred to it as a tablecloth. It is not. But when I was making those pants, I thought a matching top would be fun. And I'm not a matchy-matchy girl, so that surprised me. But I just think it would be really fun. And this shirt will be very wearable on its own as well. My hope is to make a cropped sleeveless tank, but using the fringe as the hem. I think I have enough. If I don't have enough, then I will do some variation of version B with a ruffled hem, but with a slight tweak. I'll just have to see when I get to actually making the shirt exactly, again, the finishing details. Next is this gorgeous jackard that I bought from Core Fabrics. This is kind of what started this whole pattern. When I saw this up on their site, I bought both colorways. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with each one immediately when I purchased them. The green and blue I made into the Persephone pants by Anna Allen. They're maybe not appropriate pant material, but they are perfect for a top. And that is what I envisioned for this like pinky mauve tawny black colorway. Is a structured cropped top. Initially, I thought it would be sleeveless. Now I'm leaning toward version A with capped sleeves. My arms are not maybe capped sleeved worthy at the moment, but maybe I'll make the sleeves longer. Maybe I'll do the cap sleeves. Again, details. I will figure those out when I'm actually making the shirt. I have plenty of material to work with, so I'm not worried there. After thinking of the jackard version, my mind immediately went to this gray and white Pendelton wool that I bought at the Woolen Mills 2 years ago. Gray and white are not my colors, but I think it will fill a color gap in my wardrobe, and if this top doesn't come out very good, then I can always just dye it. It's 100% wool, so I think whatever I make with it will turn out well. But with this fabric being 100% wool, you would think, why are you making a summer top? It will wick moisture, stay relatively odorless, and it is quite a lightweight wool. It's not scratchy at all. It's very smooth. It feels very cool to the touch. I think this will make a wonderful top for the summer, and I'm again planning on making a maybe not super cropped, maybe kind of medium length tank, but again, details. I don't know. We will see what happens when I actually make it. And for the last top that I plan on making, this is a wild card. I'm making so many others that I'm not dead set on this, but going through my fabric stash, I found it. I've had this for ages. It's a thrifted kind of large scrap that I found. I believe it's just fabric, especially the way that it was cut into, but it might be something similar to the purple material where it's a specific item that I'm unfamiliar with. It has this wonderful texture. It's clearly a woven yarn dyed, my guess would be 100% cotton. And it reminds me similar to like the Fabulism fabrics, but slightly heavier weight. And I cherish it. It's beautiful. And it's time that I made something with it. So a small top would be perfect for the amount of material that I have. I hope to get around to this as well. And I do envision this being a sleeved version, so long as I have enough material. And lastly, I have this gorgeous material that I bought. It's a cotton lawn, I believe. Actually, I have the tag. Yes, Ditzy Flower Cotton Lawn from Blackbird Fabrics. This is a textile produced in Japan. It is stunning quality. I think there might be enough opacity that I don't have to line it, which is wild because this is so lightweight, but I may line it. Anyways, if you saw my making my dream dress from last year, I discussed making version 2.0 based off of what I had learned, and this will be version 2.0. The New Look 6511 offers 2 dress versions. They are just a simple bodice. One has capped sleeves and the other is sleeveless with a ruffled skirt. The top is not fitted, so I will be making quite a few amendments to this pattern, but I'm going to use it in the beginning to help me achieve this dress. And that will conclude the New Look 6511. So that brings me to a total of 11 projects. But I do have some other ones also, and I'm realistic, perhaps not all of these will be gotten to, but I'm hoping to do some no pattern DIY videos off of my next few projects. The first being this dress. I thrifted a dress years ago and I finally altered it to make it a little bit more wearable for me. I will share that process and the specifics of the dress in an upcoming video, but it got me thinking about a no-waist rectangular tiered sundress. I would love to do it in this gorgeous fabric from Lady McElroy, but I really love this. I've held on to it for years, and I've decided that I will make a muslin first. So looking through my cotton stash last night, I found this material, which I thought, ooh, that will be perfect. I had initially thought of a different cotton, but it was just so unflattering. I was like, I don't want to make a dress that I'm just never going to wear. But upon further contemplation, I really like this, and I think it could be a really great dress. So I picked out a third cotton that I don't hate, that's not super unflattering, but it's not like the best either, which will be, I think, the true muslin. And it will be made out of this cotton. As I said, I intend on that being a no pattern DIY how-to video, and so I will discuss more of the details of that dress when I get to it. But this is kind of the inspiration. A thin strapped, gathered top, maybe slightly lower back, tiered maxi or midi length dress. Second on the list of priorities of the no pattern how-to DIY videos, I have this estate sale fabric, green leaves on a black background. My best guess is that it's a rayon. It's lovely and drapey. It's not too lightweight. It has opacity. So my hopes for this is to make a overall bibs harem pant-esque thing, item. I have several different designs in my head, as well as several different ways to achieve each individual design. But I have been craving a pair of easy to wear, breezy, flowy, yet still having some coverage harem pants to wear for the summer. So I'm really looking forward to this. The exact design that I will make with it will most likely just be influenced by what I'm most excited about the week that I actually make this. Lastly, for the no pattern DIY how-to video I have planned is a box pleat skirt. I purchased this material from a restore in Oregon about 2 years ago. Both the color and the pattern really caught my eye, and I thought I could do something cool with it. I've always fawned over this dress from Ace and Jig. From time to time, I will just Google image search it and see if it's out there. Ace and Jig is far out of my budget range, and I don't know that an extra large would even fit me. And of course, the length would not suit, and to spend $300 on something that won't fit is absurd when I could just make it. So while this material doesn't look anything like the material, it reminds me of this image I have saved of Andrea Mowry. I think what I probably love most about this is she's of course stunning, her designs are stunning, and she has a wonderful sense of style. So I really just love everything about this image, but the lower half, which for the longest time I thought was a skirt, not a dress, I love the box pleating and the hiding of the pattern and the textile that gets exposed with movement. And so when I saw this, my mind just jumped to that. If I pleat it in this way, or in this way, so that only this pattern or this pattern is originally seen, but then with movement, the rest of it is exposed, I think a box pleat skirt would be perfect for this material. And it should be a pretty easy make. So hopefully I get around to this. But I do have one more thing that I couldn't help but add to the list. I have quite the large secondary pile should I finish all of these items, which let's see, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then with the dress, that's another 3. So that would be 17. That's pushing it for the summer, but I couldn't help but add this. This is material that I bought in Hawaii on vacation years ago when I was on the Big Island. From the moment I purchased this material to about a month ago, I'd always envisioned more of a structured, fitted tank top. Initially, I had pulled out this pattern from my stash, the New Look 6563, but recently I've been seeing a ton of the teddy dress by My Keeper, and I didn't know how I felt about the dress initially, but the more and more I see it, I just love it. It is so cute, and I think this material would make a fantastic teddy dress. The problem is that online I can't see fabric amounts for the sizes, and I don't know that I have enough of this material to make that dress. I don't need to think about it now because I really don't think that I will get to it, but if I do, perhaps I will be making the teddy dress. So that leaves me with 16 to 17 projects, 6 of them being small tops that shouldn't take me a ton of time. While that is a huge number, I also do not have, like this spring, an incredibly time-consuming painting project that I thought would take a day and took a week instead. And I don't have any gifts to make for anyone. So who knows, maybe I'll get around to all of this. I'm curious to know, have you made the McCalls 77 and 26 or the New Look 6511? What was your experience? Do you like them? Have you made the teddy dress? Is the teddy dress on your list of summer makes? And my final question is, out of the no pattern DIY projects of mine, which are you most inclined to see? If I get a significant amount of feedback, I will make sure to prioritize that video. As always, I would very much appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It helps me loads. And with that, I'll leave you with happy sewing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.